I promised that I was going to announce another giveaway item in this video and that it was going to be awesome. The good people over at SaltStrong have decided to be a part of this giveaway, and they will be contributing a 1-year subscription to the SaltStrong Insider Club. You're thinking, well, whoop-de-doo, maybe some of you don't know what SaltStrong is. Another club, I don't need that. Yes, you do. This is not just some little piddly club that you're going to join and get a banner from. They have inside that community a whole community of people who are sharing their information, sharing their experiences, sharing fishing reports, coaches that share their fishing reports, spot dissections, pre-planned trips, the actual video of the trip, and also the post-trip recap. These things are valuable in and of themselves. I'm going to sit down at the computer here and I'm going to show you exactly what is in it and what it offers you and me as an insider. All right, guys, let's go over to the desk and take a look at this thing. Guys, now that we've announced what it is that we're giving away, I'm going to let you take a sneak peek and look at it right now, and you'll see just how incredible this platform really is, and that one person that's going to be really lucky to win this is going to get all of this for a year for free. So let's keep in mind that you can click the links in the description for trying out those lures. You just pay shipping and handling and you will get a free pack of those lures. And also everything that I'm showing you right now is going to be included in that annual subscription to SaltStrong. All right, that link is also in the description. Again, these are ways that you can help me with this channel, as I do get a small commission through those links. As you guys can see, I'm more than willing to give back to this community. So again, thank you for all that you do. Let's get right into this system. All right, guys, as we get into this, you go to saltstrong.com and you're going to see the initial page, which will have their header and some items along the right side. First things first, we look at this community tab. So when you get into SaltStrong community, you're going to see this layout. Is going to pop right in and you're going to see that people are updating, they're showing their catches, their photos, they're telling you basically their fishing report. This is not just Florida. This is going to be all up and down the East Coast, the Gulf Coast. It's going to be in Texas, the Carolinas. So this really spans a whole bunch of areas. You can sort by species on the left side. You can sort by the topics, what kind of topics you want to see, fishing reports, over 35,000 fishing reports as of right now. The members continue to grow in this platform, and there's always going to be spot dissections talking about people's catches. You'll see people in here that are coaches. They're going to go through and do a spot dissection prior to their fishing trip. They'll film their fishing trips and then they'll do a post diagnosis. You're not going to see this anywhere else. This is just incredible information that they offer, and they show you that they're using these lures. The power prawn here in the gold digger color. These things are legit. I fish with them and they do produce. Look at this, smart fishing spots, talking about that. Beach fishing, other people posting their videos as well. Smart fishing spots, it works. These are all people's individuals and coaches showing you what happens and how everything transpires. And there's a ton of information that is shared on this platform. You can message individual people, you can build a network, build a community. Secondly, is you can go into this tackle shop. If you're an insider member, you get 20% off on everything. So think about, if you sign up today and you pay for that $97 annual subscription, which has a 365-day money-back guarantee, they will pay you your money back. I can tell you firsthand, I've done it twice. Not because I didn't like the platform, because in the past, I just had to make some financial cuts, and unfortunately, this was part of it. I'm very glad to have it now, because what I'm going to show you after we look at this tackle shop real quick is mind-blowing and absolutely game-changing, and it's worth its weight in gold, and every insider member gets it for that $97 a year membership. Now, when everything is done with what I'm about to show you, this price is going to go up, and justifiably so. But if you're already in there, you're locked in. It never changes for you. You will have that price as long as you maintain a membership and as long as you keep renewing. Going into just a small little look at this tackle shop, this is an example that what you're going to see in there, this Power Prawn USA bundle. All of this stuff here that they put together, it works all together. Just different types of Ned rig jigs and our Helix Haas hooks and battle rattles. These are all just awesome. This shrimp lure is top notch. All right. So as you can see, a non-member is going to pay $53.92 for this. An insider member is going to pay $43.14 on this product. You're going to see that throughout everything: rods, reels, gear, terminal tackle, apparel, you name it. It's 20% off. Personally, I have already made my money back in just savings on the things that I purchased through the site. So it is well worth it and essentially pays for itself. So it's a no-brainer. If it's something that you can afford to do, highly recommend it. Getting into the ultimate Mac Daddy, this giveaway. Everything I've showed you is awesome in and of itself. But this application, this app they have built and put together and is still being built. So many new features are being added. This is what I really want to show you, and this is what I'm really excited to show you because it has helped me tremendously. The Weekend Warrior, this takes a ton of prep out of what you have to do. It eliminates a bunch of different apps that you use and that you might be paying for, and it is truly a game changer. All right. A lot of us, we don't get to fish every day of the week. We have one day a week that we can fish, sometimes only 2 times a month if we're lucky. We have families, we have jobs, other responsibilities, whatever it is. It's different for everybody. But this takes so much out of the guesswork that Weekend Warrior can get out there, start fishing, and be successful in that small window of time that we do have. So let's jump right into the Smart Fishing Spots app. It opens up to Windy. Windy.com is integrated into this application. That alone has a ton of valuable information. So Windy is integrated. All those features: clouds, winds, weather. When you open up the app, you can have this little top bar here. It'll show you the fishing forecast. All right, it'll load the forecast. So today is the 25th and we're seeing that forecast for today. There's tomorrow. You click on it and it gives you an expanded view of what that forecast is. Gives you moon rises, sunrises, all of that information that you're going to need. Temps, wind gusts, which direction it's going, how fast it's going, the clouds, rains, it's all in here. All right, so it's a one-stop shop. And what we're going to do is we're going to look here, and you can actually click on this little button in here, and that'll enable all of the tides. And we'll click on this tide station. It opens it up for you, and you're going to see the wind, the tide, and the tide graph in just a picture. You can click on the see tides and forecasts, and it'll open up a whole other window for you. Now here you're going to see this smart scores. All right, these strike scores rather on this calendar. It gives you basically a 1 through 10 rating on what those days are going to look like. So if you're fishing on Saturday the 27th, you can click on that, highlight it. It's a 9.5. It's a new moon setting, and it should be a dynamite day. You can see exactly what's going to happen, what the forecast is, what it looks like, your transition from evening, nighttime, dawn to morning light, what the tide's doing at that time, and where each of them peaks and ebbs. So a ton of information here, and it's ridiculous. So now let's dig into a little bit more of what's truly awesome with this. Like, okay, you're like, I can get tides, I can get all this weather, I don't need this application. Well, let's take a closer look here at what is offered. So you have these layers. You've got the satellite view, and you can hit high-res satellite view here. This is a 4K resolution. Look at the details on this. It is absolutely insane, absolutely ridiculous. You see all the grass, you see all the little channels, you can see the potholes. You literally have this incredible visibility into what is happening here. This feature alone is worth worth a ton without question. So you have that high res capability there. You also have shaded relief that you can do on sonar, or you can do a high res as on there as well. When you do shaded relief, you can literally see all of this detail that's happening down here, all right? So if we shrink that down or we start to layer it, you see the difference in what it's showing you, right? You have the grass flats, and you have the potholes, and you have the various structures or things underneath. It kind of gives you that look into that water, what's happening, and just an incredible view to help with everything else that you do fishing related. All right, I'm just gonna bump right through these pretty quickly and just try to give you a little showcase, a little taste of what is happening out there. The reason I selected this area was because I had gone out a few weeks back and I used this for fishing this area, and I used it successfully. I was off the water by 8:30 with a limit of trout and a limit of redfish. You can step up your game immensely with this stuff. So first off, oyster bed. You can click on oyster beds and it'll show you all of the oyster beds in that area. In our area here where I'm at in the Gulf of Mexico, this stuff is populated just through and through. So it'll show you where those oyster beds are. Of course, you can even see them in the high res. You can tell that they're there, but you can't see them all. That highlights the oyster beds. And you can also highlight the seagrass. When you start looking at this and you zoom out a little bit, you've got oyster beds, you've got seagrass, and you can see even where there are some areas, some places where they kind of overlap. So you want to target those areas specifically because that's what fish are migrating around, all right? They're migrating around that seagrass, they're migrating around those oyster beds, and that gives you just this incredible input into what you should target, and you can make a plan out of that, which I'll show you in a minute. They also have artificial reefs that they recently added, okay? So the newer feature, just give you a quick look at that. We'll zoom out and you can see this cluster here of just red dots, all right? Those are artificial reefs. If they're blue, they're the barges. If they're green, they're ships. All right, and showing you this reefs, all right? The artificial reefs off the coast there a little bit, not too far. You have this cluster of just red dots, but you can click on each one of these red dots, which indicates some artificial reef structure, and it gives you details, all right? It tells you that it has 632 tons of concrete culverts and pipes there. It tells you the material, again, culverts, the tonnage. The relief is basically how far off the bottom it is, and the water depth there. And it's 17 feet deep there. So it'll tell you if that structure comes up 5 feet, 10 feet, 13 feet, whatever it is. But just incredible amount of information here. Even tells you the date that it was dropped there. So you see that this was dropped in 1991, many, many years back. So it's established as a reef. So the star of the show is going to be smart spots. All right, I'm going to enable this and you're going to see what's going to happen here. You have all these colored areas start to pop up. This is for today, for right now. All right, it's Thursday the 25th. It's around 4 p.m. coming to the 5 o'clock hour. So let's flip it to 5 o'clock and see what the next hour has for us, okay? What you're seeing is you're seeing these yellow markings here. And you can see it's surrounding grass flats, right? You can see that it's near the oyster beds. The yellow indicates great. When we look in the bottom left-hand corner, you have this little guide, right? And it tells you that if it's red, it's really hot. If it's yellow, it's great. If it's good, it's going to be pink, like we see down here. And fair is going to be the purple area. All of this is going to be dictated by wind direction, general weather, by tides. All of this comes into effect and into play. So this changes based on what time you're fishing and what is happening environmentally as well. So it's not just somebody writing with a marker, it's actually intellectually doing this. Some of the spots I think are added by coaches and things of that nature, but for the most part, it is going to be dictated by tidal movement, water flow, wind, weather, etc. So as you can see, this entire grass flat over here is fair. Does that mean you shouldn't fish it? Not at all. Not at all. You can definitely fish that still successfully. But if you're looking at this, are you going to say, hey, I'm going to come out of the boat ramp, I'm going to go right? Because that's where we see the great sections, right? That's where we see the strongest probability of catching fish based on tides, weather, and all of that information. So as you bump through the hours on this, you will see that things start to change. 8 o'clock, at 8 o'clock, you see that it's all purple here. It's all fair. So obviously tides are no longer moving. They're not shifting as they were before. If we look at the tides, let's say for today, at our current time, and what did we say? 8 o'clock, 8 to 9 p.m. is where we were. Yep, the 8 o'clock hour. You see that tide is starting to slow, the water movement's starting to slow down, so then that bite is going to start to lapse as well. This is taking so many things that we already know and allowing us to put it all into practice in one place, one location, and just have a wealth of information to just go off of. When I was out fishing a few weeks back, this whole grass flat was lit up red and it was spot on. I limited out in trout immediately, and after limiting out, I went into these mangroves here, and you can see there's a lot of grass flats, a lot of things happening throughout here. And when all of that started coming later on in that morning, started pushing in, that's where all the reds were congregated. Some incredibly awesome things going on here. What I want to show you real quick also is that you have these pins that you can grab here. You can click and you will get a point location, lat and long, and it'll tell you the wind direction and the wind speed. These things are just at the tip of your fingers. You can also come in and make routes, all right? You can make a new route. You can say that I'm gonna launch here and I'm gonna come across here into this spot here. I'm gonna try that first. After that, I wanna jet out to this grass flat here. This looks good because it's a nice collection of grass. Oh, and by the way, I saw those artificial reefs out here. I can click on those and boom, I have that route. I can hit finish route and I'm going to save this particular route to my system here. Now what's really cool about that, you can export that route and put it into your GPS. So if you don't want to deal with all this, you can map out your route, plug it into your GPS with that exported file and have it on your own plotter and follow that track. So guys, I'm filming here and I don't even know how much of this is actually going to get in front of your eyes because I may have said too much. If I did, you're missing pieces, parts of all of this. There's so much happening on this app. There's so much changing all the time. They're adding things, they're taking feedback from insiders like myself, and they're just throwing it into this app and just doing an incredible job with it. All right, I did not show you everything that's there. I did not show you even everything in the community that you can get. They have courses there as well. Some of them are available to you. Some of them are things that you can purchase individually, but they have a slew of courses and classes that you can take that'll help you understand things on a bigger scale. Not everybody's going to benefit from everything that they offer, but in my opinion, that Smart Spots fishing app is top-notch and worth every single penny, no doubt. It saves me a ton of time, it saves me a ton of energy, and I can just get out there and I can target my spots, I can fish what I want to fish and get things done. It was a very tough bite the other weekend, but I used this app to isolate sections of the water, to isolate areas, and I capitalized. I caught the redfish, I caught a couple of trout, when others were not catching them. The links are in the description for trying out the free lures. Again, you're just gonna pay shipping and handling. There's the MoonWalker has a BOGO on it, and I believe the Bomber has a BOGO on it as well. So try those out. Click the link in the description down below to sign up and start your own membership and become a Salt Strong Insider. If you do, find me out there on the Insider Club and send me a message and just let me know that you signed on through my link. No, it's not going to get you any extra entries or anything like that, just for the sake of me knowing how many people I'm reaching with this and how many people are taking advantage of it. And until next time, guys, tight lines and be blessed.